Hey everybody, it's Wesley. Today we're out here on Caddo Lake, and if you look out here across the lake, it just doesn't look like anything but a big open body of water. But in reality, it's kind of a flooded forest out here. So using the live scope, we're going around out here in this open water, and we're just looking for open water fish. We're either looking for a fish that's just out here suspended, or we're looking for these isolated trees and brush piles out here that are just out here in the middle of nowhere. And when we find one, we're going to target the bigger fish that are on them. We did this earlier today. We caught a real nice mess of fish, so we'll see if we can get out here and catch a few more.
You know, here on Caddo Lake, and you fish a variety of lakes, whether or not you fish the Red River, you fish, whether you go to Cross, whether you go to Bistineau. Is the technique or anything, does things change up when you go from lake to lake?
All right, yes it does. And this is a real shallow lake, but one of the things I do out here is the timber's scattered. So a lot of people, they want to run their live scope at say 30 or even 50 foot is what I'll run mine out at the most of the time. But out here, I'm gonna run it out to 100 foot, and I'll scan around out here and see when I got it out at 100 foot, we can see something out here is at 40 foot. And I scan this way, I can see another brush pile out there is 100 foot away. This lets you be more efficient with your day, is if you run it way out there so you can find this isolated cover out there. And then as you ease up to it, I like to fish mine on 50 foot. You can bring it on back into 50 foot, and you can see your stump there with greater detail and see if it really has something on it you want to catch. I don't see anything on there worth really fishing for. It's got a bunch of little small brim looking fish on it. So we're just gonna kind of move and keep moving until we find one that's got some bigger fish.
Is your bait selection similar to from body of water to body of water?
It is. I only fish 2 colors of bait. I fish exclusively with the Snacky Lures brand bait, and that's my own signature Sasquatch color right there. That's one of the only 2 colors I use. I use another one called Snacky Milk that is it's kind of a shag color. But out here, I like to fish. I like to try to fish it with no weight above it. Another thing about this time of the year is the fish this time of the year are feeding heavily on fry. So what fry is, it's the young of the year. So the little bitty fish that have been born when the brim spawned, the bass spawned, the shad spawned. Right now there's clouds of those little fish out here, and that's what your fish are really mainly feeding on right now. So since they're feeding on those real small baits, this time of the year I'm gonna use a natural colored bait and very small, because that's a 32nd ounce or 16th ounce head with an 1.5 inch bait on it. So you want to stick with a real small bait. That's really matching more what they're eating this time of year, and that'll help you catch more fish.
And one final thing this time around, does the water level being high or low affect this? Does it change up crappie's reaction?
Yesterday, we caught them on back up the creek. The water level was a little bit high. This morning, when we got here, it dropped out a few foot, or a few inches, not a few foot, a couple of inches. Back up there where we caught them yesterday was ghost town today. So we moved out here. We found a little bit better fish. So, and since I found them out here earlier, we're gonna come catch them now. All right, looks like we got a pretty good one right there on the stump. I'm gonna put my jig out there. See if we can get it to come down to him. I'm a little short. So anytime I put my jig out there with a live scope and you see it's not gonna come right down where you need it to, you can't pull that sucker out the water fast enough and get it back down there too. You want to stop it right above him. I think that one sees it.
It looks like he turned to it, so.
All right, so if he didn't react to it, I think I was on the stump. Just pull it back out and don't be afraid to put it back down there and try again. Just, you know, don't just leave it down there expecting to find it.
There he comes.
I never felt that fish hit. Yep. I watched him go up and I saw my bait disappear. And then I just picked up on it. You don't want to snatch on it. You just pick up on it to set the hook. And that is a big, big old slab. That's not bad for our first one. That is a solid pound and a half fish there. That is a great one.
Is that a typical one that you get up here?
Yeah, we're catching a lot of real nice white crappie and real nice black crappie just mixed in together out here in the open water. So yeah, that's a good one. You know, good representative of what we've been catching. And it's their lucky day, because I've already cleaned fish once today. I'm not going to keep any more of them. So